Welcome to the USA, where everyone needs a gimmick. A group of creatures called the Boxtrolls reside in a small city of Cheesebridge, fixing things and scavenging for parts. After the town exterminator sees an opportunity to earn a white hat, he vows to take out every Boxtroll in town. The good. World building. Something Boxtrolls does very well is building the world around the story and characters. The town of Cheesebridge is brought to life with the idea of hats showing status in society, white being the upper class and power, red being those of the working class, and black for lower class? They really don't touch on the black hats. Cheese is also for the upper class, for some reason. The layout of the town and style seems predominantly inspired by Victorian-era England mixed with the Industrial Revolution. The Boxtrolls themselves are a part of the world itself and makes you wonder what else is in the world, which is the whole point of world building. It allows the audience to sit down and take a history lesson in whatever the world we're staying in. It makes you feel a part of the story. Villain. Archibald Penelope Snatcher is the villain of this piece, played by the great Ben Kingsley, who always pulls in a great performance, and voice acting is no exception.
I like to work almost lying down because it keeps my back and throat really relaxed.
Do you want to end up like the Trubshaw baby? Snatched away in the deadly shadows? The curfew is in force. The day is done, the night is nigh. All off the streets!
I especially love the way he extends his vowels. All the way out here. Archibald has a true goal, something we can all relate to. It's not world domination or a child's soul, it's just to be a better person than he is, and he thinks a white hat will be the start of it. His goals and ambitions are correct, but he goes about getting them the wrong way. Several wrong ways. Jesus, this guy has scratched and clawed to make his plan work. He's gone to some dark places and created a whole holiday. This is a 10-year plan, for God's sakes, and he has been doing everything to achieve this goal for a decade and never gave up. Saying anything about this guy, you gotta say he's tenacious. And human, if anything. He has flaws, and they know that side of him. Also, a lot of his humor hits pretty well, all thanks to Ben Kingsley's lines and delivery. Eggs and Winnie. The friendship and chemistry between the two main characters is so fun and innocent. It's the cliche from two opposite worlds story, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. Eggs is a boy raised by the Boxtroll, who knows nothing about the upper world or being civilized, while Winnie is the daughter of the most powerful man in Cheesebridge, who is forced to be proper while at the same time her hunger for performing and dark personality is ever present. She seeks the attention of her father, who is usually busy with cheese and hat business, and acts out in order to get it. You can tell which one I favor, but both of them together is very fun to watch, and after a few viewings, you can see the romance building between the two. I know, I'm the guy that says not every movie should have a romance, that guys and girls can just be friends. But these two are different. During the dance scene, they lock eyes for a few seconds too long. Eggs goes out of his way to save her and express how it was a pleasure to meet her. Winnie also is infatuated with Egg, as he's so out of the norm for her, and she so loves weird and different, especially being cooked up with preppy proper people all the time. Sometimes you have to cut loose, and the best reason, they bring out the best in each other, and it's so great to watch. There's my shipping rant. Over. The bad. Character focus. Now what I mean by this is that I kind of don't like how the movie was called The Boxtrolls, but it focused on the human aspect of it rather than the culture or psychology of a boxtroll. Why is it that a human had to be the one to convince the Boxtrolls to change their ways? You can argue that the trolls needed a helping hand due to their instinct, but I can argue that this is a shit argument. I would have definitely preferred if they had made Eggs a boxtroll, one who is curious with humankind and learns how to speak. I mean, some of them already do speak, somewhat. I'd just make this boxtroll Eggs, but a boxtroll. Do away with the Trapshaw baby element and just show a story of the Boxtrolls as they take down the men hunting them. Like a Schindler's List with Boxtrolls. Show more of the Boxtrolls, go ultra creative with it. Besides, the Boxtrolls barely did anything. The whole focus was completely pulled from them and onto the society above, which was okay, but it made the trolls feel hollow as an element of the story. Fish. Even the Boxtroll with somewhat main character properties didn't have much to do except be the father figure to Eggs and be the reason he finally stops and fights back. I can appreciate that. But I want more for the Boxtrolls. If I saw the teaser for the Boxtrolls, which I did, it was the reason I wanted to see the movie, I would expect more Boxtrolls. I need to get off this point. Community/extras. Similar to my views on Paranorman, except triple that. In Paranorman, the townspeople talked a bit. Here in Boxtrolls, I think the only people from the story we hear from are the upper-class men associated with the white hats, the main characters, and the villains. That may seem like a lot, but trust me, it's not. We have no sense of what these people are feeling. Are they scared of the Boxtrolls? How do they feel about this curfew? About Snatcher? How about these random Boxtrolls falling on top of their roofs, while the exterminators honk and drive on? The whole city feels quite empty because of it. I think the writers tried to sneak by this with the whole Trapshaw Baby Day thing where they showed the townspeople booing Boxtrolls, but it didn't feel genuine. Best character. The best character slot has to go to 2 characters this time, otherwise I'd put Mr. Gristle here, and he just said a couple of phrases here and there. No. The true best characters are Mr. Pickles and Mr. Trout. Throughout the story, these two are having a fight with morality, trying to decipher why evil, the Boxtrolls, were prevailing over good, them. In their heads, they knew that they were the good guys, and as the story progresses, they become less and less sure of themselves. I was going to put their battle of moral superiority in the good, but I genuinely forgot. So now it's here. Also, I really love Mr. Pickles' voice.
Do you really think these Boxtrolls understand the duality of good and evil?
They must, right? Why else would they hide from us? We are the good guys.
Yeah, I suppose we are.
The Address. The Boxtrolls is a fun, thoughtful adventure with characters that make the movie what it is. Without them, there would be no story. The beautifully made world is animated by masters of their field and concocted with passion. Some parts seem to be helped too much by computers, and as a consequence certain parts look weird, but it can't be helped as it's an evolving art form. The Boxtrolls gives you a reason to smile, even when you think you shouldn't. In the beginning they tried playing it off as if the Boxtrolls were the bad guys, but we knew that wasn't the case, and as an idea, it was good on paper, but I don't know if the reveal will work for everyone. It has flaws, sure, some people find it boring, and to those people they might be right, but I enjoy story-based mediums. I don't need to see action all the time for me to get my rocks off. Seeing Boxtrolls struggle with their instincts is good enough for me, even if we don't get to learn much about them. Yeah. It's fine, honestly, it's cool. You know what? No, stop the music. Leica movies are my favorite things to behold, but they had an opportunity here to be creative. I mean, actually creative, without feigning creativity. Yes, you could say they were creative here, and they were, but if they only bit the bullet and made the Boxtrolls the center of attention like they should be, they could have walked away with something extraordinary here. I don't want to see movies with cookie-cutter characters because I can relate to them better. Make the characters different. Take me out of my comfort zone. Allow me to be challenged. I want to see something different, and it's not going to be different if we keep doing the same character archetypes. The Boxtrolls don't talk, I get it, and I don't want you to throw a Shaun the Sheep movie at me, but if you use your brain, you can find a great solution around the problem, and we'd all be better for it. Come on, Leica, do something better. I believe in you. After the good, the bad, and the address, I give this movie, 1 stripe. I'm sorry, Leica. Do better. Clear your schedules, gentlemen.
Catch them and exterminate them, Boxtrolls! Kill those Boxtrolls! Kill those Boxtrolls! Kill those Boxtrolls!
Okay, well, upon further research, I have found that Leica made Boxtrolls based on the novel by Alan Snow called Here Be Monsters. Retracting what I said about Leica being uncreative, they just didn't want to go against the source material, so I understand that aspect of it, even though they changed the town from Rat Bridge to Cheese Bridge, which just from reading the synopsis of the book kind of makes me think that they changed a lot of it, even though I didn't read the book. But I stand by me giving it a 1 stripe on the same basis that they had a chance to do something different. But like I just screamed about it. But I also want to come here and be like, hey, it's not exactly a 1 stripe movie. I wanted to give it 2 stripes, but there's not enough going for it to make it 2 stripes. So it's a high 1 stripe, if that makes any sense. But again, I just wanted to go in there and explain myself a little bit more. But you know what? Whatever. Enjoy the video.